Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. So as you probably guessed from the title, today's video is going to be a big makeup haul, and unfortunately this is literally all makeup for my client Kit, so none of this is actually for me. So after lockdown, when I went back to work on my clients, I felt like I needed to refresh my kit a little bit. I wanted to try some new foundations, I wanted to top up on my brushes, things like that. I don't do these orders a lot, I don't spend this much money a lot. I just thought I would do it all in one go, hopefully ready for things like Christmas parties and things like that. So yeah, I wanted to kind of try and separate these products into categories, but it was getting a little bit difficult because I've got a lot of stuff from different brands that are in the same category, so I think it would have been a bit messy here, there and everywhere. So I'm going to separate it into brands that I bought from. I'm actually just going to start off with Beauty Bay first. I've had my eye on Beauty Bay's skincare range for quite a long time now, and because it's so affordable, I thought it would be something that would be really handy inside my client kit because you can top up on it really regularly if you need to. The first product that I picked up from Beauty Bay was the Acid Trip Exfoliating Toner, and this one is designed for decongesting and smoothing skin. I find that the skin type that I struggle with the most is the skin that looks as if it's absolutely perfect, smooth, moisturized, hydrated, might just be a little bit oily, and then you go ahead and you pop on foundation or your base makeup or anything like that, and it kind of gets a little bit textured, the skin starts to roll a little bit, you notice the skin kind of coming away with the makeup. I find that is the skin type that is the hardest because you don't know until it's too late. I did find that none of the kind of micellar waters or toners or things like that that I was using was actually getting rid of that layer of skin which is sitting on top. So I was on the hunt for an exfoliating toner that obviously wasn't going to be too harsh, and this one I actually tried out on my own skin first because I actually suffer with sensitive skin as well, so I thought if it's okay for me then it's okay for my clients. And it actually smells amazing as well, so I really like this, and this one does say it is designed for all skin types. The other skincare product that I got from Beauty Bay was the Day One Moisturizer. This has ginseng and squalene. This one is for protecting and hydrating skin, pretty much all skin types. It says normal, oily and combination skin types. This one is designed to help hydrate and protect the skin against pollution and the effects of artificial light. So I really like this one. It smells amazing as well. The only problem I had with this one is that the pump doesn't work. No matter how much I pump, no product comes out, which is a little bit annoying. Getting this in and out in a hygienic way is quite a pain, so obviously you've got to undo the lid. The next items that I got from Beauty Bay were from the brand My Kit Co. So if you've seen my previous video about how I store and organise all of my client makeup kit, you will see I mentioned My Kit Co quite a lot in that video. It wasn't sponsored, I just literally love their brand. And these are the My Kit Co Deluxe Puffs. I've been watching a lot of Painted by Spencer's makeup tutorials. He always leans on the face with a powder puff. What I noticed since being back and using all of my PPE equipment, where the gloves were resting on the client's face, it was actually taking off a lot of the makeup that I'd already applied from the base makeup. So I wanted to try out these powder puffs instead, obviously where you can pop your fingers through and you can rest on the client's face that way. So yeah, and I also like the little bag that it comes in. This is really handy. I also wanted to pick up a couple of brushes from Beauty Bay as well. These ones are from Wet n Wild, but they are stocked on Beauty Bay. I picked up 4 of these kind of synthetic blending brushes from Wet n Wild. I'm not too sure on the name of these. I think this is literally just called a crease brush. So I picked up 4 of these brushes because I like to use these for either patting in concealer under the eyes or patting in any loose powder, or you could use these kind of putting in powder around the nose area, anywhere where you want just like a general blending brush to do the job of blending. I just wanted to grab a handful of these, and I think these were literally like £1.50 each. So yeah, these ones are synthetic ones. They are really nice. They don't feel too plasticky or anything like that, so you could definitely use these for eye makeup as well. But I just literally have a ton of natural hair blending brushes, and these ones are quite nice for blending in concealer and powder underneath the eyes. The last things that I actually got from Beauty Bay were a couple of things I've had my eye on for a really long time after watching a lot of Rebecca Capel's makeup videos on her channel. She uses these on her clients clients like literally all the time, and they looked so easy to use. These are the Beauty Bay Living My Best Light Liquid Crystal Eyeshadows. So I just got 2 shades in these ones just because I wanted to see how they worked on clients before I went for like the whole range, because I could have done that but I had a little bit of restraint. So I got the shades Precious Topaz and Rutile in there, I think that's how you say it. But on the website these actually did look like completely different shades, but since having them in person they do look very similar. I guess this one, which is Precious Topaz, is a little bit more of like a gold shade. I tell you what, why don't I actually swatch them, because that would be a whole lot easier. They are very different, to be fair. I don't know what I was talking about, to be honest. They just look very similar in the packaging. So if I show you, the darker colour that we've got is called Rutile, and the more champagne peachy gold colour is called Precious Topaz. And I have actually used these on a client already, and they are actually really nice on if they wanted more of like a soft glitter instead of like a proper thick pigment. These are really nice, and they're so quick and easy to use as well. They're really handy. Okay, so I think I'm gonna move on to Cult Beauty. So I didn't order a great deal from Cult Beauty. I got a lot of the Huda Beauty Tantours, and I got them in the shades Fair, Light and Medium. Like a couple of weeks ago, Huda Beauty had an incredible complexion sale where they had 50% off of all complexion products, so that would have included these, but I got to it too late, and by the time I'd got there, literally all of the shades of the Tantour, the loose powder, everything was sold out. So I hopped onto Cult Beauty instead, because I've had my eye on these for a really long time. So this is the shade Fair here. It's a really nice, kind of like a warm contour colour. I don't like any contour colours that are too cool. I just think they end up looking quite muddy on the client's skin, so something a little bit warmer like this is really nice. This one here is in the shade Light, so I would probably use this kind of colour on someone of my skin tone, so it's not going to be like super dark on me, but it will give me like a nice warm contour. The final shade that I picked up was the shade Medium. I've already dipped into this one already. But this one is the darkest colour that I picked up. Again, you could probably use this on my skin tone, but I would just say use it super duper lightly because this is quite dark. They go up into 2 other dark shades, I believe. This has 11 grams of product inside each one, so you get a generous amount in there, and you shouldn't need too much of it anyway. And then the final product that I picked up from Cult Beauty was from Nudestix. So I've had my eye on Nudestix for the longest time. The only reason why I haven't bought them sooner is they are a little bit on the pricier side. I wanted to pick up a cream blush because I don't actually have any cream blushes inside my client kit. All of them tend to be powder. Obviously you can use lipstick if you want to use a cream blush, but I wanted to get a product that was literally designed for that all over face blush colour, and I got this one in the shade Nude Peach. It does come with a little brush on the end which you can use. I probably wouldn't use this because it is a little bit, I don't know, I just feel like this is not the right kind of shape for applying cream blusher onto. I feel like you would get that kind of stamp circle kind of shape on your cheeks, which, I don't know, each to their own. This is the shade of the Nude Peach, like literally the most beautiful peachy colour. It is honestly so pretty on the skin, really pretty on all skin tones as well, so it's something that's quite universal. I definitely will be picking up more of these colours because they don't affect powder on the skin. I have actually used this on a client when I'd already powdered underneath the eyes, popped a little bit of bronzer on, and then decided to go on with a little bit of cream blush as well, and this works beautifully by stamping it onto the back of my hand and then going in with a brush or a beauty blender sponge, taking the product from the back of my hand and then pressing it onto the client's cheeks. Just looks really, really effortless and like a really pretty kind of flush of colour to the cheek. I also love the packaging of it. Like, how cute is that it comes in its own little kind of tin with a little mirror on it as well, so really, really cute. And then I also did a big order on Look Fantastic as well. I say big order, I ordered literally 6 products on there, but 5 of which are the same type or brand. So I did a big restock of my NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. This is for inside my kit as well. So something that I really like to do before I invest in like a lot of shades for my client makeup is I will trial out a product for myself in my correct shade so I can see how it works on my skin before I then go and buy it and go in blind using it on clients, if that makes sense. The shades that I picked up were Oslo, which is light number 1, Fiji, which is light number 5, Santa Fe, which is medium number 2, Barcelona again, which is medium number 4, and Syracuse, which is medium/dark number 1. So I'm not done buying shades of this foundation formula. The lightest and darkest shades that I have are Syracuse, which is the darkest one here, and then Oslo, which is the lightest one. Having a super light colour and then a darker colour is just handy to have anyway, because you can mix both of these within the other colours to make a different shade match, if that makes sense. So as I say, I will be buying a lot more colours within this range, but these are quite pricey to buy in bulk. So the final product that I picked up is just literally like a restock product. I've bought this many times before. Don't know why I'm reading it like I don't know what it says. This is the Vitamin Rich Face Base by Bobbi Brown. I literally love this product for a primer or a moisturiser on any of my clients' skin. So any client who is extremely oily, I would literally solely use this as their moisturiser because it is completely oil free. But the shea butter that's inside is really amazing for smoothing out any dry areas that someone might have. Where it is oil free though, I would really advise against using it as a moisturiser on someone who is dry. So I would always use a hydrating moisturiser first and then just use this as a primer on top for someone who is more of a drier skin type. I didn't do a very big order on P. Louise at all. My product that I ordered came in this little bag, and this is what I ordered. One brush. This is the 7071 Devoted to My Base P. Louise brush. I've literally been using this with the P. Louise bases for my client's eye primer, and you can also use these for cut creases and things like that. Brushes that I was using were a little bit thicker than this, so I was definitely looking for a new brush that was a little bit thinner. It's amazing for carving out underneath the brow and then packing on that P. Louise base as the eyeshadow primer as well. The reason why I only ordered one of these brushes is because I'm a little bit skeptical when I can't see a brush in person, because you can't see how big it's going to be or how small it's going to be. So I ordered one just to trial it out and see what it's like, but I do actually love it, and I will be getting a few more of these brushes just so I don't only have one for all of my clients. I will be having a few more of these brushes. So I think these brushes are about £10, so not too expensive. So keeping with the brush theme, I also did a big order from Peaches and Cream. So if you haven't shopped with Peaches and Cream before, they do have a lot of bundles on there for makeup artists, or if you want to kind of buy in bulk. So I went with the pick any 10 brushes for £35 bundle. On there you don't actually have access to every single brush that Peaches and Cream have to sell. I think they have selected brushes on there, but it's all quite reasonable. I think their brushes individually range from like £5 to £7, I think. So the first brush that I got was the PC21 brush. This brush is amazing for contour. So I do actually have the bigger version of this one, which is the PC08. You can see the size comparison to this one, both of which have the same kind of slant to them, which is great for packing on contour. But this one, as I say, where it is a lot bigger, it is harder to blend in a more controlled way. So I also picked up the PC15 brush. This one is a little bit more of a fluffy, rounded tip brush. It's a little bit more tapered towards the top, so it's not quite a fluffy brush. It is super fluffy to apply any sort of powder with. You could pretty much use this brush for anything you wanted, but I grabbed it for bronzer. Then I also got 2 of the PC17 brushes. These ones are small little fluffy brushes, and I will be using these for highlighter. I like something that's like an extra large eye blending brush for highlighter, because you can keep the highlighter really controlled on the cheeks if you want, or you can just give them a wash of highlight as well, where they are super fluffy. They don't apply too much product in a dense area. That's why I like quite a small fluffy brush for highlighter application, so I got 2 of those. The next lot of brushes are pretty much doubles of each other, so I got 2 of each style, just because you can never have too many. I got 2 of the PC22 brushes. These are just small blending eye brushes. I really like these for packing colours in the crease, blending out underneath the eyes. Where they are quite fluffy as well, they're not going to be too uncomfortable for blending out under eyeshadow, but really nice for blending in the crease as well. I also picked up 2 of the PC47 brushes. You could do the same kind of thing, blending underneath the eye or in the crease. I just think you can never have too many small little eye blending brushes, because the smaller ones are easier to work on all eye shapes rather than the bigger ones. Sometimes the bigger ones are hard to blend on clients who have smaller eyes or smaller eye space, so I always like to have a lot of smaller eye blending brushes in my kit just in case. The final 2 brushes that I got from Peaches and Cream were the PC38 brushes. Again, these are just even smaller eye blending brushes. I like the even smaller ones especially for colour work, so when you're blending out that second colour blend or even a highlighter in the inner corner or under the brow bone, those will be really nice as well. I also picked up 2 lip pencils from Peaches and Cream as well. So again, you can get different bundles with different products. You can get a lip gloss and a lip liner bundle, or 3 lip glosses and 3 lip pencils in a bundle, or even all 4 lip pencils that they do for £15. But I wasn't too sure on the shades. Again, the website can be misleading of what the shade is actually like in person and actually on someone's lips. So I got the most popular colours, Praline, whatever you want to call it, and Borderline. So we have Praline or Praline as the first shade here. This one is definitely more of a brown nude, and then the Borderline colour is more of like a pinky coffee nude, which is also really nice as well for anyone who doesn't want like that typical dark brown outer lip line and then the kind of salmony pink lip colour, which tends to be quite popular at the moment. It can be a little bit more natural to go for more of like a coffee pinky shade around the outside of the lip instead, so I grabbed those 2 colours. And then moving on to Morphe, I did a big Morphe pencil kind of order, and I also grabbed a brush as well. The only brush that I picked up from Morphe, which is my favourite brow brush ever that I've ever come across, which is the M158 Angle Liner slash Spoolie brush. So this is the one that I actually use for my own brows, using the Morphe Brow Cream Pomade kind of product in my brows. I love this one because it is so incredibly thin. So if you're using like a brow cream or a brow pomade, I think it's really important to make sure that your brow brush is super thin so you can create that kind of hair-like strokes instead of like a thick blocky brow, and this is definitely achievable with this brush. This is my absolute favourite. And then obviously you've got the handy little spoolie on the end that you can brush out the brow hairs if you want to. So I kind of did like a collective order of pencils of sorts. So I ordered 4 different brow pencils. I actually got sent the brow pencil in my Morphe Glam Fan package, and I got the chance to try out that pencil that way, which was really handy. I got sent the shade Hazelnut, which is the same colour as what the brow cream is in my brow hairs now, and I honestly absolutely love it. It is so teeny tiny thin that you can actually create the kind of brow hair strokes. This pencil is called the Micro Brow Pencil, and I can understand why, because the actual product is absolutely tiny. So it's really easy to outline the brows or create brow-like strokes through the brow hairs really naturally without that kind of thick pencil. I'm going to try and swatch these in a way that you can see them. The colour here we have is Hazelnut, then we have Latte, the darkest colour that I have is called Java, and then the last shade, which is more of like a grey blonde colour, is called Praline, I don't know. But this colour will be great for anyone who's got either more grey eyebrows, so for someone who's a little bit more mature. These do actually come in quite a few more shades. These are £7 each, so incredibly affordable. They actually are really long wearing through the brows as well, and they do last a long time in terms of product in the actual little pencils. I also forgot to mention on the other side of all of the pencils you do actually have a little spoolie, which is again really handy. The only thing that I will mention that is a little bit testing is the shade names are so incredibly tiny on the pencils. So obviously they all look exactly the same on the outside of each pencil. The shade names are this part of the pencil, so you've got all that writing and then there is the shade name at the end there. So that's the only thing that I don't like about the pencils, is the fact that you will struggle seeing these shade names if you had like hundreds of them all rolling around together. Imagine trying to find the specific shade you're looking for. Okay, so I picked up a handful of colour pencils. So the Morphe colour pencils are designed to be used in both the waterline of the eye, the eyelid, as eyeliners, and also as lip pencils as well. So their colour pencils do range in a huge colour selection. What I'm going to do is swatch them all for you. I've got a few lip pencil colours and then also quite a few eyeliners. I don't think I could have swatched these in a more difficult way, but the front colour here we have is Honeymoon, and then Chippy, Sweetheart. The brown shade we've got is Vibes. Then this one here is Spiffy. Then this one is Trendsetter, and the black is called Darkroom. I will not be swatching them again like that. I literally could have done it anywhere and I decided to do it where I have to turn my hand. So yeah, I will definitely be getting more of these pencils. Just swatching them here. I haven't actually used them on any of my clients' lips so far, and also their eyes, but just swatching them, they are super creamy. Couldn't tell you how long wearing they are. So these are all £4.50 each. I do actually have a discount code with Morphe, which is GlamFam857. I'm going to pop it on the screen somewhere here, and that is to get £5 off any £10 or $10 order that you might make on Morphe. So that is everything inside my little, well, it's not really little, is it? My huge makeup haul for my client makeup. This is a little bit of an insight into the makeup that I use on my clients, but I do have a video coming sometime within the near future of all of my client makeup products that I like. As always guys, if you did enjoy this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you go. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!